Let's get more on this story now. We're happy to welcome Tawakkol Karman, an activist from Yemen who won the Nobel Peace Prize in 2011 for her work on the nonviolent struggle for the safety of women and peace building in Yemen. Ms. Karman, thank you so much for being with us here in studio.
Thank you, Jimmy, and thank you for Duchipele. Thank you so much.
Well, we're happy to have you. We want to ask you, the government says it has suspended peace talks with the rebels, the Houthi rebels, and they had only begun this weekend. What does this mean for the prospect of peace? Are we going to see violence now escalate once again?
Unfortunately, the peace didn't achieve until now, and even the temporary truce didn't, be implemented. Every day, there is attack from the militia of Al-Houthi and the ousted President Ali Saleh against the civilians, especially, in Taiz. So this is kind of, the government said that they will not continue their talk in Kuwait until the militia will implement, their promises. But in general, we are calling for peace, and we want this peace talk to be successful in Kuwait. That is very important. This war must be stopped, and the peace must be returned, because Yemen, as you know, Yemen has a great peaceful, revolution, and has a great peaceful transitional period, and has a great peaceful dialogue, and also started to write the constitution, draft of constitution. But unfortunately, there was a coup against all these things, against Yemeni values. Now we are calling for peace, and this peace has to be success, and this peace has to be sustainable. It must not, it will be very danger if they made it like temporary peace. And this is why I'm calling, and I was in a visit, in the parties in the parliament, and also the foreign affairs, ministry, the people who are working in the Middle East, talking with them, how can we make peace in Yemen to be sustainable? If we may, we have to make it, to make a comprehensive solution. This comprehensive solution should start with the real ceasefire, in parallel with draw all the weapons from the militia. Militia has to leave the territory that they occupied, and the militia has to of Al-Houthi has to transfer themselves to be political party, because we want them to be involved in the political process. We don't want them to be excluded. So that's very important, to transfer themselves to be political party that doesn't use violence to achieve their goals. And also we have to start after then, the referendum for the constitution and the election. So this is the comprehensive, solution. And also within all this, solution, we have to make real transitional justice that give the honoring the victims, give them their rights, and also make guarantee that this war will not be again. And also we have to make a real economic, solution, economic transition, that is Yemen needs, economic support. Yeah.
Now, Ms. Karman, I have to ask you, of course, part of the problem in finding a sustainable solution for peace is that on the one hand, you have the Houthi rebels backed by Iran, on the other hand, the government backed by Saudi Arabia. Isn't this, in some form, just a proxy war between these two sides?
Unfortunately, this war, as I said, that this war came, even if it's proxy, but it came after the peace. And this is very strange, that always the peace came after war. But now this war came after peace, after peaceful revolution and the peaceful transitional period, peaceful dialogue and peaceful, writing.
Why is that? Why did this come after the peace?
This is because there is a group that own weapons. That is because that the state doesn't have the exclusive right to own the weapons and to use it. And this is what we should make it in the Kuwait talk. The state has to be the only body has the exclusive right to own the weapons. It's the only body that have the control all the territory. If any group, not just the militia, if any group has, weapons, which is more than the country, which is stronger the country. That is, even if you make any solution with them, the solution will finish.
If I can interrupt you for a second, on the government side, they're also then supported by the military power of Saudi Arabia. And we've also seen the humanitarian situation get worse after the airstrikes from Saudi Arabia. How do you solve that side of the conflict?
The humanitarian situation is very bad. And let's talk, when we talk about the situation in Yemen, it's very important to don't start it with the period of the Saudi coalition or our Arab coalition who supported President Hadi. We should start it when the coup happened in the 21st of September of 2014, when they collapsed all the militia of al-Houthi with alliance with Ali Saleh as a counter-revolution. So all this humanitarian, disaster, Yemeni people, suffering from all the sides. So now, how can we make it? How can we stop all this, suffering? It's by making sustainable peace. If we didn't reach to the sustainable peace, and here I'm calling German. German is playing a good role on Kuwait talk, and German has a good also history on supporting peace. I call German that they have to be very strong on making sustainable peace for Yemen in the Kuwait talk. And that means that the ceasefire has to be implemented. And also, we have to start with the draw all the weapons from the militia, and they have to leave the territories, and they have to transfer to the political party. We don't want any group, any political party that they use violence. This is the sustainable. We don't just make it as a temporary truce.
A sustainable solution. Yes. All right, Ms. Tawakkol Karman, thank you so much for joining us here in studio with your insight. It was a pleasure.
Thank you so much.